And we are back. So now we got Jeff, the big lizard, going up against the Resneps, and they are rearing and ready to go. With me, Red is not no longer doing commentary for today, but with me I got Sarelia.
Hey guys, Zyrelli here.
Sarelia is also a runner in the tournament, just not doing a run today. He's also moved straight to round 2. So I guess is the winner of this gonna be the next opponent for you, or who was it?
No, it'll be the winner of Doom and Pseudo.
Doom and Pseudo. Yeah, that will be around tomorrow. So it's at least something for Sarelia to look forward to, and I guess all of you as well.
Who rigged this tournament so that happened?
I have nothing to do with this. No. But yeah. So I think without further ado, we're gonna let the runners get to it. So I'm counting the countdown from 3. So 3, 2, 1, and good luck, guys. All right.
They are off.
They are
and
off
again,
to the
this is an
races.
RTA no load run, so if it's super close, we're going to be looking at their RTA no load times, which you should see in their upper right corners. Now, what do you think we're going to see this run, Dennis? Do you think we're going to see Kurt Soul from either of these runners?
I think Jeff is at least going to go for it. It might both, honestly. We'll see. It's not too bad going for the second soul. It's mostly that's having to pop it later, which is the suboptimal part. So the card is not major, but it just depends on how much experience they have in it.
It's like Jeff goes for Cart Soul, Rekneps too.
Okay,
both get on their second try. Okay, even. Not bad. Now, Jeff is definitely the more experienced runner here. He's got a pretty good PB, and he's been coming up with a lot of tricks. I mean, he actually does have a trick named after him, which I am curious if we'll see that one in this run.
If not, he'll be instantly disqualified. That's my take.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't that the rule for him? He had to do his own jump. That's why Gene had to do his own drop last run.
Exactly.
Now, both did Bandit start. Pretty normal. And they're gonna go get their flask and head over to the last giant.
Yeah, another thing with oh, he did not grab the bomb.
Oh, that is a bad death. Because look at a minute 45 seconds to get there. It's gonna take him almost exactly that much to get back.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a minute and a half to run back because he doesn't have to go through the character creation again.
That is a big lead for Reknips right now. Let's see if he can hold on to it, though. Reknips is a pretty new runner, and his PB, I don't believe he's cracked the sub-hour yet.
No, I don't believe so.
Hey, I'm telling you, there are going to be people winning in this tournament with over 1 hour times. We're not going to see all sub-hours this tournament, so Reknips might be doing okay.
At least at the registration is 104.
Yep.
While let's see what Jeff has here. So Jeff has a 54, 57. So almost just over 9 minutes difference. And Reknips obviously was worried about this seeding, whether or not he could actually win it. But you never know. Stuff like this might happen, and suddenly you have a close race.
No, he did just get a new PB like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So he's on the rise. He'll be sub 1 hour soon. To be honest, this could be a race PB if it goes well.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know all of his strats yet, so I'm sure we'll see what he does in this race. Jeff makes his second jump. Good. And now Reknips approaches the ladder. I've died plenty of times to this one, so let's see how he does it.
Not choosing to pick up his 0 souls. That's ballsy. So for some reason, the Dark Souls 2 adds the that sign, or whatever you call it, when you died, regardless of whether you actually had souls or not. So it doesn't trigger any purpose to pick them back up at this point.
You are right. Okay, here comes the first bomb wall. Well done.
done. He did a little weight there, which is a good strat for making that one more consistent. Not as fast as if you were to just instantly run into it, but I think it's a worthwhile trade-off for even many.
He got a
skilled
nice
players.
life gem skip running off the ledge. Now he's at this fog wall. It's a good roll. Perfect. He's in. Yeah, there's about a minute 45 seconds between them right now. So we'll see this first fight if Reknips has a good last giant strategy.
Unfortunately, in this category, you don't really have any extra damage to do against last giant, so it's kind of slower than the other routes. In other routes, you would either buff your weapon and maybe use some bombs in between attacks. We don't really have any resources with the start they've chosen here.
Yeah,
still,
I love
Haldax
the
is a
Explorer
decent
start
weapon.
for that.
Yeah, Explorer starts with 8 Witching Rays, so that's some free extra damage in between attacks.
Mm-hmm. Also starts with the Ooze to buff their weapon.
True, the Ooze as well.
Good fight so far. A little safe, but I mean, he's going to take out this last giant. And Jeff is approaching the bomb wall. See if he gets it first try.
And
he does.
There on first steps, so we'll see.
No, 5:15's respectable. That's a very respectable
yeah, absolutely.
time for last giant. Now, one of the things that you may notice with some of these less experienced runners is menuing may not be their forte yet. So even though he has a good starting time with last giant, you know he's got to be losing some time to menuing compared to Jeff. Jeff deciding not to go for gene drop. Probably a little too risky at this point. We got the Pursuer fight. Great roll, and does he get the hits? He does. Reknips out to a commanding lead right now. And we'll see if he can get through the gutter with no issues. Ooh, Jeff taking a hit on last giant.
Luckily, it doesn't do that much damage, but it does push you quite far away and knocks you down. So the time was that, giving him 6:52 here. So he's almost a minute 40 behind.
Now that we started seeing Jeff doing some menuing, something to notice: he uses keyboard and mouse, and it's not just limited to his menuing. He's using keyboard and mouse for the whole run. Definitely a less popular choice for runners, as most use some sort of controller. But Jeff deciding to use keyboard and mouse, it does have some of its advantages. We'll see if we can see some of those later on. Particularly, menuing seems to be faster with keyboard and mouse. So again, he can make up some time on some of those things where Reknips will not be as proficient. And Reknips kills our poor friend Moglin, the armorer, to get those robes of many colors. Going to be useful to getting that 1 million soul cap for this category. Both runners need to hit 1 million souls before they can get to the Shrine of Winter.
Each set of Molin's armor will give you extra souls. The actual amount varies with each piece. I think the hat is the lowest one with like 2.5%, and the legs are maybe like 10 or 15 or something. They're pretty much.
Yeah. It's probably about 25 to 30% extra souls by equipping the whole set.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see them switch on and off that armor several times during the run. Mostly switched on just for the end of boss fights when they're actually gaining the souls. but you'll see them walking around in some of it too before some of the rods, for example. Okay, let's see if Reknips takes this gutter bonfire. And he chooses not to, going right for the ledge. A good drop.
Reknap's going all out to beat Jeff here. Is a valid option when you...
No, I don't think we're gonna see Jeff jump from him though.
No, that's a very scary one.
Yeah,
a very bad
that's-
time loss if you don't take the bonfire. I might have gone
Oh,
for it
for
if I'd
sure.
taken the bonfire, but otherwise no, absolutely no.
You know, with his PB, and it's not to knock on it, but Jeff jump is probably the least worthy thing to practice
Yeah.
until you're like maybe 58, 57 minute PB. That's where you're gonna really want to see that extra 10-second time save. But with him, it's probably consistency right now. Getting through the bosses, getting used to menuing, optimal routing, pathing, those are what's gonna help him. And he makes it down to the Black Gulch in one piece. Let's see if he gets any Forlorn RNG here. We do not want to see a Forlorn, and specifically a particular one, as it can pose a real problem for getting to this bonfire. Doesn't look like he's showing up though, so we're good to go. Jeff heading down into the gutter, and we're gonna see his the trick named after him. Yep, also foregoes the bonfire. Wait a minute. What's going on here? What is this routing? This isn't the Jeff jump.
No,
And he's not picking up the branch.
Wait, this is
Where did it-
routing. Wait.
You know, he might be getting the second branch in Bastille. I wonder if that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, that's definitely changed the script than what I thought he was gonna do.
I was not
You're gonna
expecting
have to
this
disqualify him now, Stennis.
Yeah. Okay, this is all, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have a
And-
Bloodborne run coming after.
And Reknips moves on. No, we didn't see the jump that Jeff has coined the Jeff jump, but we'll have to see where he gets that second branch, because normally he would get one before the Jeff jump.
Yeah, so unfortunately I think we're gonna have to wait for Pseudo to show us all the hard and upward strats.
Well, it's definitely worth doing. It's just
Well,
a very
maybe not
high
for a
punishment
race.
if you fail it. Well, we've been.
It's only worth if it works.
It's only worth if it works. Isn't that most tricks?
Yeah.
Well, Rekneps has had a nice rotten fight, and he's heading back to Majula. So definitely, Jeff has closed the gap a bit. Oh, he is also getting some extra souls from a fortunate death by an NPC. That may come into use later.
Wait, actually Reknip tries to go for the the animation cancel there on
I think we did see that.
That's a very hard
but,
one to hit. It's very short window.
Yeah, we see the standard level ups for Rekneps. It does not look like he's going to go for RTSR this run, which again, I agree with that considering his overall PB.
Yeah.
He goes to 14, 14, 10, 33 level up, which is kind of the old non-RTSR routing. Oh, and Jeff gets the final hit. Very good, very good.
There are some that I might expect Reknip probably will go for with RTSR in the late game, like Guardian Dragon and Giant Lord.
Guardian Dragon and Giant Lord, I think, are pretty safe bets.
Yeah. But he's probably not going to pick up an early RTSR either, like Fujo.
No,
did earlier.
there's no reason to. If he doesn't have the setups for it with specific stats and HP, I think it's just taking on extra risk without really any of the extra reward.
Yep. But again, fair as was mentioned earlier here, if you haven't learned the boss fights with anything but RTSR, might in some cases change up a little bit how they behave further into the fight. Dark Souls 2 doesn't really have much in terms of, like for example, Dark Souls 3 is very heavy on transitions through our phases in the boss fights. It's not as much a thing in Dark Souls 2, so the fight you have at the start is usually how the fight goes throughout. Some exceptions,
Exactly.
for example, Velstad, which will buff for his second phase. But a lot of the time they will have the same moveset throughout the fight.
Yep. Fume Knight, Velstad, the Old Iron, or not the Old Iron King, the Ivory King. But those are some late game and DLC boss fights. We'll see Velstad, but we're not going to see any of those DLC bosses that do have
Velstad doesn't really change his
transition.
set either, except for some ranged attacks you very rarely see, but he just
You
got
to be doing something really wrong to see those in a speed run. But no, he gets really tanky and he gets some extra damage. Definitely scary if you're not used to his moveset and you encounter some of his quote-unquote jank hitboxes.
Let's see if Jeff will roll into the barrels here. I'm guessing he's not going for RTSR then.
No, he's not going for RTSR either. I didn't see what he did for his level ups though, so he may still plan to get an early RTSR, just not do Najka. I wonder if he is if he's watching and he sees that he's behind, so he's respecting.
This is true. Jeff is probably watching the stream, so
he probably is. He's respecting the fact that he's behind and he needs some safety. Maybe he's counting on Rekneps to maybe screw up a little bit. Rekneps looking a little lost in these shaded woods. He's taking an unusual path, but he finds his way.
Luckily for this chest, you can just sort of follow the wall on the left side when you get that far. There's another chest here that is not used for this category because it only increases cast speed. That one is much harder to find because it's like you're literally in the middle of the forest and you don't see anything.
So again, just another way for Jeff to kind of catch up. Just some unoptimal pathing from Rekneps, but Rekneps still has a commanding lead. This is probably what, about 40 seconds or so?
Yeah, maybe a bit more, but the gap is definitely closing.
And
but
I didn't
again,
see Jeff get that RTSR.
Yeah, neither of them got RTSR so far, but Jeff has doesn't have that extra branch, so
he does have a second branch to pick up. Yep.
Yep. So that might cost him the time.
You know, I wonder if he forgot. Not to say that he would forget, but it's quite possible he forgot.
Seen some speculation in chat that he maybe just forgot, so I'm not sure the strat is going for. It'll be interesting to see. If he did forgot, it will be interesting to see how
give him a call.
If this wasn't planned. Hopefully, it doesn't just end up going through to a statue later and realize you can't unpetrify it. Okay. That would be unfortunate.
Not the best RNG for Rekneps, but that's a good attack. Yeah, he should be able to finish Najka right here.
Did not really have to worry about. The stamina is kind of low. Should probably get it.
There we go. Yep, 2 hits or 2 attacks. Not the best RNG, but not bad RNG.
Yeah,
certainly much better than jump into magic.
It's not too far off anyways. Either you want that slow attack at the start, but she will always do one more attack. It just depends on how much you have to walk around to bait it out.
I don't know. I've seen her do I've seen her do jump into magic before, and my god.
Instant homing soul mass or something.
Yeah, basically. And Jeff approaches Najka.
Getting that first little hit on her before she burrows.
I like to call her the Najka lottery because the RNG in her fight is actually really insane.
Yeah, like where you stand really influences it a lot, but she can just jump back at any time.
Yep, getting good RNG, but he is going to get a third attack. But hey, he got 3 of the same attacks that don't hurt him.
At least he didn't really have to move much, and I guess this is still a benefit with the really slow attack because you get counter hits in on the duration of the animation, I think.
That, and you have more time to get your stamina to regen.
But at least he didn't really have to move much around. Just got three attacks right after each other from the same spot.
Okay, now do you think we're gonna see any bonfires before our next boss?
I'm expecting maybe the bonfire after Congregation, but probably not before now.
Yeah, they aren't going for RTSR, so there's generally a lot less danger in this fight. Still not an easy fight or a free fight for that matter, but
No, especially not with this weapon. But
no. Kind of an early skull.
yeah,
I'm not
it
used to
should be
seeing it
fine.
thrown
Duration is pretty long.
Both runners
The
getting
large
that
sharks there.
river crystal lizard. That one's pretty nasty to miss.
Yeah. If you don't get it with both hits immediately, you're probably not going to catch up to it by the time it drops off.
Oh
the
no,
ledge.
you will never catch up to it.
Yeah, and then the resources are lost, unfortunately, and you have to recover them by other means. Unfortunately, that one's 3 large sharks, I think, so one's in, but still not in. Are those just 2 or are they 3?
1, 2, 3. Oh, the other one doesn't get the buff. That was big for Regnum. Stop that buff from happening. Kind of throws the skull far away, but hey, gets them off of you.
Yeah, that might have a sort of negative effect by spreading out the rest of the enemies a bit.
They didn't really spread out, so maybe a little bit lucky.
Ones are still pretty clustered, so that's pretty good. I guess they were blocked by the bench, so it worked out.
Not very good at sweeping them up, though. Definitely some practice needed here. But hey, he's gonna finish this fight.
The sword doesn't do quite enough damage to really finish him off in one hit, so...
Not without RTSR. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and he skips that bonfire.
Alright.
He's got the cat ring. He's good. He's not gonna fall and die. I've done that. Does he get this lizard? Kind of an inefficient setup, but hey,
Yeah.
he gets it one shot.
Probably
Jeff doing
a good setup
doing
to
a
have
very good.
when you're not very used to it, because missing that angle would be pretty terrible.
And he gets the charcoal pine resin as a backup, just in case he needs some extras. I respect that. Let's see this next lizard. Definitely they're lining it up. Oh, he gets it. No bonks.
Very good. Meaning Rexneps does not have to do any extra run around later for resources.
Yep. As long as he doesn't get invaded by the Forlorn here, that would be
and
bad.
Can't warp out. That would be bad.
You either got to take a long time loss from running over to Freya and then warping there. You got to die, which you have to come back and get your souls. You can't just leave them.
Yep.
Or you have to quit out and reload the game.
Luckily that did not happen.
Let's see if Jeff can get this lizard. I mean, he is the big lizard after all. Of course he gets
Lizard
it.
always gets the small ones.
And he gets the animation skip. Very good, very good. Again, that's just one of those differences you're going to see in these more experienced runners and less experienced ones. Jeff gets a much faster Crystal Lizard lineup. He also gets the animation skip, picking up that chunk. So he's definitely gaining time back. I would estimate he's probably about 25 seconds behind now.
Yeah, so definitely
If
closing the gap
that,
here.
maybe 20 to 25 seconds.
Yeah,
so far,
Rexneps
very
had a
good
pretty
run from
slow
both.
Blacksmith. He accidentally stepped too far away when doing.
Oh,
the
I need to talk again.
Yeah. So you can
Well,
go
actually-
a fair distance away from merchants and still talk to them in this game, but as soon as you go over a certain amount, they will just immediately close down the menus. But you very often use a bit of distance to position yourself for the next place you're going to go to. Saves a little bit of time that adds up the more you do it.
Regnips gets a nice double kills on those 2 hollow soldiers. And let's see where Jeff goes to get that branch. Did he forget or did he plan it? I think he forgot.
Yeah, I'm really
I think
not
he
sure.
absolutely forgot. And it's gonna be a rude awakening as soon as he gets to that door.
Going straight
But
for
hey,
the
this is
door.
where we see runners at their best.
Because he has no
they're
branch
gonna,
now, right?
yeah, he has no branch.
Yeah. And the realization.
The realization.
And he
I
has
think
the
he's
warp
gonna
back here
homeward
as well,
bone
because he
back.
can't jump back
Yep.
over the ledge there. This is a
Uh,
dark sign that
he
looks like it's gonna
he's
disappear.
okay. He's taken a soul loss for this. I think
Yeah.
that's either 1 or 2 levels that he's gonna lose. And Jeff knows he's gonna go get the other one. He does have to deal with the pursuer that's gonna come though.
Interesting choice, but then again, at the top of my head, I'm not sure where you would want to pick up the extra homeward bone.
I think that's the best branch spot. I mean, he could always go back to the cat, to get another another homeward
Yeah,
bone.
I could do that
but
on level up if he has enough until then, which he. No, I guess you would run out on Rotten, right? So,
Yes, you would.
That's why he
You
opted
would.
for the soul loss instead. Makes sense.
A 44,000 soul loss versus others. Again, he could go to get another homeward bone before Rotten, but I guess
But
he
that
just
would that would
decided,
cost
hey,
an extra warp, yeah. That would not.
yeah, it would be an
I
extra
think- I
warp
think he did
and
the
some
right
extra
choice
running.
there of using the dark sign.
Reknep's taking the slightly older route instead of doing the newer route that we're gonna see from Jeff. Again, so far, great race between them. Other than just being low forgetful and that first unfortunate death from Jeff, both runners have had really good races so far. Very good runs.
It's normally the small details. Most
It is.
runners of games, at least these two, is not as technical as some of the games in the huge chunks. So even new runners can sort of get up to speed reasonably quickly, but there are a lot of choke points that can easily kill a run, where you really have to get experience to know how to deal with, and that's what usually separates the last remaining minutes.
Jeff may be a little bit less confident with the Sentinels. He definitely wasted some attacks. Maybe he forgot that he doesn't have RTSR set up,
Oh, whiffing a bit there.
so he's using the wrong strategy. But still, not a bad fight.
Yeah,
Just a little bit slower than what it could have been.
Reknep's hair is going strong.
Rotten
with,
too.
Next Rotten.
Yep. Ooh, getting hit by that cleaver. Can't take another hit, but he is doing the proper strategy of focusing that cleaver arm. Faster that you can get that arm chopped off, the more damage you're gonna do, and the safer you can deal your damage. Getting some bad RNG though. This is not good.
We're getting a few raids here, I see. Welcome everyone. You guys are enjoying the races. I for sure am. For the sake of the viewers, I feel like it's going really well so far. A clean run is fun in its own right, and it's obviously very fun to see people get PBs, but especially like races are a great opportunity to see how runners deal with setbacks during the run.
For sure. Jeff actually getting memed on by the Shadow.
Yeah.
Reknep's on very good pace. He's gonna have, if no deaths, he's gonna have a sub 30 Rotten 4, and then beyond to the second half of the game.
Maybe we're actually seeing the Reknep.
Oh, that was that must have been unintentional.
I'm gonna stop.
I can't
jinxing
imagine
now.
that he wanted to do a jump there. He wanted to probably roll.
Probably, yeah. It's either nerves or just accidental pressing the stick too hard. Could happen at any time, but yeah, it did a quick turnaround there. Clicked the stick too hard, which caused him to jump backwards, and unfortunately there's no iframes on that.
Yep.
So yeah.
Fortunately though, he still has extra pines. He did get those charcoal pine
it's a
resins,
good
so
thing.
he's not missing them.
Yeah, it's a good thing that wasn't Rotten 3 before, so it didn't waste the point.
Yep. Yo, Reknips, you're scaring me. You gotta pick up those souls, man.
Yeah, he cannot lose those. Well, they do get added to soul memory at least, so he can still continue, but he's gonna lose a lot of levels from that.
Maybe this is one of those places that he's just not as familiar with the strategy.
I think he's gonna get souls.
I'm seeing him doing jumps where there should be no jumps in this fight. I'm not gonna lie, there are no jumps.
Yeah,
in Rotten
but
fights.
it for sure was not intentional. It's it depends on how broken in your controller is and stuff like that. The movement
True.
and jump is on the same stick, so it can definitely happen.
It
by
did
accident.
give some time for Jeff to catch up, though.
Yeah. But Jeff
Now
is
they're
coming
both
up
on the same
first
run.
here. Oh wait, no, he did
His,
start already.
he's on his Rotten 3.
And catching up.
Yep. Rotten 3 down.
You can also tell from slightly more experience there on Jeff's side how he will go for sort of harder to hit attacks on the arm
Oh,
there.
he missed. That would have been the break.
Yeah. And for an R2 there, I think, as well. Now it needs two R1s instead.
Yep. He's going for those iframes right through the fists. And
Yeah, you
again,
have
like,
to
if he
roll
gets hit by
really-
that, he's dead. Absolutely 100%. There's no living. He's using minimum iframes too. He does not have ADP at 8. So he's only got 3 iframes in his roll, and he's still getting that. So very good. And Reknip's getting some actual decent RNG. An R2 there might have been a little bit more optimal. It would have broke
Yeah,
it.
I'm off, actually. So, he's getting pretty decent level 4 here. Will maintain
Yes, he
some of
is.
his lead from Jeff. Jeff is also entering the fight very shortly. Fortunately not great, but at least he had the fight after that.
Okay, he's doing the proper thing. He ran back to get him out of that
Also
backwards
dodging
walking.
The smash right here. A lot of backsteps now from Rock.
Yep, he should be dead
Not what
now
you wanna
though.
see.
Okay,
Right.
that's Rotten 4 done. Just over 30 again. If he didn't die in that Rotten 3, it would have been a sub 30 Rotten 4, which is pretty good pace.
So Reknip still maintains a pretty decent chunk of his leads, considering they are pretty closely they were pretty close to stepping into a Rotten 3 fight there.
Jeff should get the break here. Oh, he misses.
Another explosion. We get the arm here. No, missed again.
He missed again. This is uncharacteristic of Jeff.
There we go.
Alright, it should be fairly safe from here for Jeff. And we're gonna see the final level up and Brightbug buy from Reknip.
So Reknip
Could be the standard 18, 47, 40, 48.
Yeah, Reknip does not miss any souls. Will be interesting to see what Jeff chooses to leave out. Maybe he's just gonna go for less ADP, but at least also.
I feel like
use
that's
strat.
I feel like that's a wrong choice. I think
Yeah,
you take
I'd probably
less
take
strength.
endure.
No, I would say take less strength. Just a little bit. Because strength is the least factor for your rapier. So
Yeah, true.
you still want to maximize damage and you still want that 8 ADP for the iframes.
Is that 47 endurance just enough to give you an extra hit at full stamina?
Yes.
Or- Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That is why it's done.
But Dark Souls 2 does unfortunately have a mechanic that will reduce the damage of your last attack if it doesn't have quite enough stamina, but it's still worth it to get that extra hit in and a combo. So even if you can just barely make it to one more attack, it's usually very worth it.
Yep. In a lot of cases, it is the deciding factor between killing something or not killing something.
Yeah. But that's also something to be mindful of if you're trying out any of these categories and you notice that you just barely can't kill the boss in the number of hits you see the good runners do. That might be because they didn't have the proper stamina management to get full damage out of every attack.
Yep. Always for boss fights, less rolls is better. Yes, you want to be safe, you want to not die, but rolling is wasting stamina, and if you can use that stamina for attacks instead, especially counter hits, you're going to do a lot more damage a lot faster. And Reknep's on his way to what I consider the second half of the game, Drangleic Castle. From here on out, it's pretty linear. But still do have quite a few bosses before we get to the end.
There's still Amana coming up. That's always a potential choke point. So.
The bane of everyone,
Yeah.
experienced or unexperienced alike. I know I was thinking quite a few hours into Amana earlier today.
Yeah,
And it's tough. Without just playing super safe and killing everything, it's tough.
I mean, it's very nice at least to have some minor improvements like the bandit sets to reduce the chances of getting staggered on the fog gate, stuff like that.
You know, I gotta start implementing that. Though I'm not really getting hit by any of these soul arrows.
Soul arrow, so
yeah, it doesn't help with the knights.
I guess it mostly comes to show if you first get interrupted by the archdrakes before you get to the fog gate, and then have to like rush it to the fog gate afterwards, because then you're in a much higher risk of getting hit by soul arrow, I think.
Yep. Reknep's
iframes on the door
on his
there.
way into the castle, yeah, using those iframes on the door. Let's see, do you think he's gonna light the bonfire first, or do the door first? It's definitely a save to do the door first. Oh, doesn't kill that second guy. He might get interrupted here.
How do iframes now?
Ooh,
Yeah.
get the iframes though. Okay, okay. He's gonna have to deal with them now. Not bad. See, what he could have done, and maybe he doesn't know this yet, is he has extra pine resins. He could have used a charcoal pine to at the top, waiting for that first gate to open. Then you kill the one by the door in 3 hits. Then you kill the other one in 1 hit. It definitely saves a hit. It's kind of like the RTSR strategy without being an RTSR.
Yeah. But I'm guessing
Only
Reknep's,
works with the pine resin though.
I'm guessing Reknep's really wants to save them for expecting potential more deaths on bosses. So
Fair enough.
Because how many extra GPR do you normally have?
He should have. He's actually down 1 GPR, but he has 3 charcoal pines.
Yes, but did he buy 18 or did he buy 15?
He should have only been at 15.
Yeah.
Actually 14, I believe. Just because he would have had the claymore, which I know he used, and he didn't have like any extra souls going into that.
Yeah.
So it should have been 14 and a claymore. Reknep showing the dual Dragon Rider strategy. Use a bow and arrow to knock the first one down and just crush him. His armor's paper thin.
Doesn't really matter what exactly you do to that guy, as long as you damage the archer, he will drop down immediately. You do the same thing in all bosses, no DLC, or use Hexes. You just shoot him first, make him fall down, and then finish him off.
And as you can see, there's no reason for the runners to put on their robes anymore. They're not buying anything else for the rest of the run. They've already done their final level up. They've already done their final buys of Bright Bugs. They don't need those robes any longer. And Jeff, really right on Reknep's heels.
Yeah, getting a bit of a rough time with Fenris here.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate RNG.
Luckily it's not RTSR, so it doesn't kill him.
This Dragon Rider putting up his shield quite a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh, getting hit again.
Risky here, but face off.
Reknep's doing the classic classic strategy against these guys. Leaves one alive. Okay, okay. Now book it. You do not want to get that bleed to stack up. They will almost one-shot you. No, I like killing that horse. I like the Gower's Ring. It's just fun. Whether it's useful or not, it's fun.
Yeah, the Gauss ring is an interesting one.
All right, Jeff dispatches one of them, and he's using his signature bow strat for the second one. But
Yeah, of course,
looks
that
a
one
little
is not following.
Mannequin was a little confused. I mean, he did lose his head after all. And now we're on everyone's favorite elevator. No, DS2 does a good job. It saves all the elevators till the end. Oh, and of course, wave to the camera. This is a great spot for menuing, coffee break, maybe a trip to the bathroom, whatever you need. Check in on your opponent's position in the race. Plenty of ways to use this elevator.
Or post a tweet that you're winning.
Yeah, post a quick tweet. A hot take. Okay, and he gets a little bit faster up the elevator by just doing a backstep and a jump over the ledge. Again, those are just some small modifications that a runner wouldn't know right away. But you can tell that Reknips is definitely learning the speed run. He's watching other people. He's learning the strategies. May not be able to incorporate them all yet, but he is getting there.
Yeah,
And
there's
he's on his way
definitely,
to Mirror Knight.
There's definitely been a lot of activity in the Scholar community lately, doing bingos and also leading up to the tournament here. So even for the new runners coming into it, they have a lot of interaction with the long-time runners of this game. So it makes it a lot easier to pick on the small details of the run that they might not pick up on just watching the PV ones.
Yep. And I did do a quick check of the leaderboards before this. We've had, I believe, either 5 or 6 new PVs in the last month. We've had several more PVs than that in the last 2 or 3 months. So, like, the community is active right now. If you're considering getting into speedrunning, get into Scholar of the First Sin speedrunning, this is probably the best time to do so. You've got so many active people at all skill levels too. At the top, middle, up and coming. You've got a great community to work with to get you to that next level. Okay, this is an early bandit equip, but we're getting to everyone's favorite spot, Mana.
Interesting that you put it on this early, because it's gonna add a little bit extra fall damage and also lower stamina.
Yeah, so a big thing about the Dark Souls games in general is your stamina recovery is going to be based on your equip load. So the less you can wear, the faster your stamina is going to recover. So if you're wearing it this early, yes, he is generating some, what's it called? The whatever gives you that armoring where you can ignore a hit. Poise.
Poise, yeah.
Can't remember the word. Yeah, he's generating poise right now at a small rate per second. That's how poise is handled in Dark Souls 2. You don't get it immediately when equipping armor. You get it over time. But the poise only is going to help at the end, unless he really wants to kind of shrug off a soul arrow early on. It's not going to help with these guys, for example.
Yeah, as you can see there. You get staggered from every hit.
Yep. They have such wicked tracking on that stab.
Yeah, and that poke is so fast when they're already running.
Yeah, they're not slowed down by water. Okay, a little scary, but he gets through. Will he take the bonfire? I think he should. I think that's a good bonfire to take.
Okay,
Yep, there it is.
Jump instead.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I think that's a good option. If I really wanted to be picky about it, I would probably rather skip the first one than this one.
Yeah.
That's my personal preference. Like everyone will think about that differently depending on how you feel about the jumps and the first arch drakes.
The first arch drakes, I died to too many times to skip
Yeah.
that first one. If you lose there, you're sent all the way back up to the top. You got
That
to
is
call
true.
the elevator back up, and then you got to take the elevator back down. It is nasty. I agree with both of them.
Yeah.
You're in a race. You're actually on very good pace. Just take both. You'll thank yourself later if you need them. Choosing to kill that frog? No, maybe not. Oh, he misses the jump.
There.
Okay, he deals with them though. Okay, let's see how this goes.
And Jeff is coming up right on his heels here.
Oh, he just
Closing in. I guess
he kills the
did
sorcerer.
Jeff
Okay.
not take- He did not take the second bonfire. Did he take it?
No, he didn't. Okay, Reknip's taking a very safe Amana, but if he can get through, and Jeff doesn't, for example, then that's a good choice. Jeff also doing a fairly safe Amana. Okay,
think Jeff
nothing
might be
really
seeing
stopping
that.
Reknips right here.
Jeff might be seeing that he's slowly catching up here and chooses to take it a bit safe.
Maybe. I feel like he kind of already committed himself to doing a little bit safer.
Which is not unexpected. Dark Souls 2 kind of has a reputation that nothing really is consistent. People would toss around
Jeff gets
the
through.
term
Jeff
PS2
gets through.
consistency. Nice from Jeff.
Okay, both of them are through the thick of Amana. They still have one boss to go in here before they're finally free, but they've been through the hardest part. And since neither are doing RTSR, so they're not going to get those random frog beams where it just starts with a jump and kills you. I think they're both safe to say that they're going to get through Amana, and we're going to see them fairly close coming into the next area where we got Velstadt. Reknips doing good pathing. He should get a
Was this in
2-cycle.
there? Yeah.
I think he's gonna get a 2-cycle here.
Yeah. Has to wait a little bit for the. Yeah, he attacked a bit early there, so he got the.
Oh, he just barely gets it. Very good.
Barely gets it.
Nice 2-cycle. Oh, Jeff died!
No! Oh, where's he gonna end
No
now?
way. Where's he going back? Is he going to the first bonfire? He didn't get the third one.
I know he didn't get the last one. I'm hoping he didn't skip both of them by doing safe Amana.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back
heck,
at the
okay.
first one. Fortunately, he's been through the second fog gate, so
Yeah, the fog gate
it's
does
not
not
nearly
reappear.
as difficult. But he still has to deal with these first Arc Drakes. He still has to deal with all of the soul arrows that are going to be constantly flying in. I call it the bullet hell of Dark Souls 2, because it really feels like that when you're
Yeah.
running. But man, that's huge. What was
Yeah.
that? He probably lost like 4 minutes there.
Reknip's waving at us again.
I wonder if Reknips knows.
I don't think he does. He's probably.
I feel
gonna be
like if you're
pleasantly surprised.
Reknips right here, you're probably feeling pretty good about your race.
Yeah.
I mean, again, he's had a fairly clean race, all things considered. Yes, a little bit slow on some menuing. Yes, a little bit slow on some bosses, but he's had a phenomenal run for just getting through relatively unscathed. Good RNG, a little bit bad execution on dodging. Jeff, though, oh man, that did so much damage.
Yeah. Did he get counter hit?
He could
there?
die in another one. Yeah, he got counter hit on his jump.
Frog coming up.
Frog Part 2. Electric Boogaloo. Okay, yeah, Jeff takes the smart decision to heal. He didn't
Yeah,
take
he's
the
gonna hold
bonfire
range.
though. Yep.
No, I think. Yeah, he
I-
does have to being fast now to actually catch up to Reknips. Reknips
Yeah, he does.
quite a big lead now, so I think.
Okay,
Jeff
Reknips
knows that.
playing it
Oh,
safe
no.
though. He's taken the extra bonfire. This is a bonfire used in all bosses. You're not gonna see this in any percent normally.
Let's just say
So-
thank God for that little bit of extra ADP. That was rough. If you took that.
See, I
last
told
hit
you, you don't want to miss ADP.
there. Yeah, very true.
Okay, let's see how good he is at luring this shield. Okay, he gets it.
Very
It's
nice.
really bad if you hit that shield,
Yeah.
because he'll stand there like for days.
Yeah, he
You will not
react
move.
to the second shot if you just try to realign. You're broken.
Yeah. And with a invader that's scripted right on your heels, it's not a good time. Okay, we're approaching Velstadt for Reknips and Frog for Jeff. Good roll. Jeff's showing how his experience with the frog. He knows exactly what to do on these attacks.
Ooh, wow. Just barely getting that last hit in.
Right, Reknup's doing some damage. Gets a good attack to start off. Oh, he didn't need to roll there, but hey, safety first, right? Better than safety third. Punish and then buffing. Oh, he actually gets a little bit better RNG. Oh no.
Just barely survived. If that had been countered hit, that would have been better.
Yeah, okay. He should go to buffing now. A little bit of a frightening fight over here for Reknips.
Oh yeah, still has to go.
But, I mean, he gets him low. One counter hit, R2 should kill him. Yeah, there you go. Not even R2, just an R1. Okay, okay. Now, actually, here's the question. Will he pick up that RTSR? I don't know if he uses any RTSR strats. I feel like you need to on Guardian Dragon. Guardian Dragon is so much easier with RTSR. It's fairly
Yeah.
consistent.
I'm not sure
And
sure
way
you can
faster.
get him with him only doing one attack, even with the Raker, I think, if you're not doing RTSR. So
Yeah.
if you're not going for that, you're gonna have to bait out 2 good attacks to not lose a bunch of time on Guardian Dragon.
Exactly. Yep.
I'm
I think
guessing-
he takes it, and I think he does take both bonfires and Amana. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes both. Alright, I'm sorry, not Amana, in Eldia's Keep. We're past Amana.
Luckily. Was a bit rough waters again, but should be expected.
Okay, we love meme runs. And he picks up the RTSR. Again, not a surprise. I just didn't know if he was already incorporating that into his route. Whips it here, and he should do his RTSR setup on this knight. Don't die. Oh my gosh. Run.
Gonna go for it.
Yeah, he's going for the bonfire.
Yeah. That is actually fair. That gate will close again. If he happens
The
to
gate will
die.
close, and let's say you had killed that knight. The knight doesn't respawn. So all of a sudden you're back. You have to come up with a new setup, and you guys spend all the time running through Eldia's Keep again. And it's a slow map. It's not fast.
Right about taking the right side here. Is that...
Yeah, he took the right side. Right side is fine. I think it might give you a better angle to do that
easier
jump.
to slowly line up the jump after, so I can see that.
Yeah. Hey, he got the jump first try though.
Yeah, a bit slow to roll up, but otherwise getting a first side better than 2 anyways.
I think if you're Rekneps, you go for the secret bonfire.
He he did get one outside, so I think he's gonna skip this.
I still think you go for the one in here. He doesn't
does
though.
skip it.
He
It does
skips
take
it.
a bit
Okay.
of time to open the illusory wall though, so you have to do it.
I don't like that spot for bright bugging, but hey, that's just me.
Well, he should have not done time before attacking.
Yeah. Again, could have saved time by doing a roll quicker, but hey, he gets through. Let's see how this fight goes.
So Jeff now is through with Bellstar and heading back. Two crossroads to go towards.
Oh, he missed.
Oh, all these.
Oh no, oh no. Does he know the backup strats?
Jumping away from choosing not to knock his
Oh.
to the part. Okay, Artisar again.
Did he do that to keep his RTSR? That's insane.
That's cool strategy.
And he kills it. We get some insane backup strats here, guys.
GG's from Deathnet. That was
GG's for Recnefs. Let's give a clap.
that was interesting.
No, you could tell that his setup is based on those two rolls and then moving full.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe he should learn a slightly more consistent setup. I use a blood splotch on the ground to know where to stand, but he uses that, and then he missed his first attack though. Missing that first attack doesn't put the Guardian Dragon in range for him to do his normal follow-up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the rolling strat is actually taken from what's the strat I came up with for all bosses, an old run for all
okay.
bosses, using what is it?
Twin Blade?
Dark weapon, but great resonant weapon on dual twin blade, because then you can get a consistent kill without the dragon even attacking. It's not used anymore in all bosses because you don't get great resonant weapon anymore, so you just barely don't have enough damage to one-shot him.
Well, you could still kill him, but he does like his normal attacks.
Yeah, but he
I
don't
do
wanna
a
attack.
similar strat in all bosses. I took it from PPD. Shoutouts to Prepaying. It's again, I use a blood splotch on the ground. I attack into his head, walk forward into his leg, attack there, and he dies.
Yeah, that's how people always used to do it before, sort of as well. The double roll with the twin blade made it consistent, so that all hits on the double R2 would hit his head and instantly kill him with enough damage.
This is a good bonfire for Recneps to get, because hey, this is a long run if he has to go back. Let's see how good he is at getting through here. Fun fact, and I'm sure most runners know it, if they don't, shame on you, but these knights in this area, big knights want to fight you 1v1. They love it. All those small little knights on the sides, they don't want to fight you unless you're dishonorable. If you have any summons, or if you fail to do their 1v1 that they're requesting, they will gank you. You can see them already run in the background. It's the covenant of honorable PvP. And they live by their own rules. Jeff showing a great Keyblade fight. Again, this is kind of like one of those runner preferences thing. You get access to that Keyblade later on in the run, and from there you can sub it out instead of using the rapier. You have the strength, you have buff. Oh no!
Oh, that one!
Oh!
That was...
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Yeah, Recnepus is really... He's an entertainer, let's just say that.
Oh, he's on pace. He's on pace to PB. I'm telling you, if he gets a good Giant Lord and then no deaths, he's on pace to PB.
You saw his timer there, barely got into the red here, so he's very close to... unless it's not split correctly, but...
I think his PB probably does not have a great end game.
Yeah.
Okay, he uses the Luring Skull.
That deals with the hollow on the right side there.
Great Giant Lord jump. Okay, wait.
Not to use RTSR for the fight. Scared of
Okay, no RTSR. He could have avoided that by just equipping the cat ring, but hey.
Sure.
Maybe that was a split-second decision where he said no, let's not RTSR. He already did the jump, but then he decided.
It's understandable. It's very much a force of habit to do certain things exactly like you always used to, and then realize
Yep.
afterwards that, oh wait, I just
Oh, but this is not good giant RNG. But hey,
there.
because he made the choice to not RTSR, he didn't die there.
So again, another great decision from Rekness, just barely saving.
Great decision making. Okay, okay. We may see a lot of rolls in this fight, but what we want to see is just no deaths.
You don't want to move too far forwards or backwards from this fight.
Yeah,
Just,
you'll get hit by fireballs.
Yeah, so you need to be sure. Is already pretty close.
Okay, yeah. He's got this. Oh, never mind. He missed the final swing. Not like this. Okay, okay, he got it. Reknep's making it spicy even at the end. And he's on to the final 3 bosses. Jeff is still a ways away.
This is gonna be an exciting finish. What was Reknep's PB again?
Like 103, I believe. It's either 103 or 101.
It's gonna be close, but it is possible, I think.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Take your
Yes.
glory pose.
The victory cry here.
You're earning it so far. Let's see. Does he equip the Keyblade so that he can do the jump to take some damage? Did he? I don't think he remembered. He doesn't take as much damage, but it's fine. So, the point of taking that jump and taking a little bit of fall damage right there is so that they can start the next fight against a duo with a old Radiant Life gem. And if they take an early hit, which is intentional, they'll get constant healing throughout the whole fight, which makes it a whole lot safer. Especially since he skipped the mushroom. He does not have that to give him healing over time. So using that old Radiant is necessary. And yeah, he's down to his last 2 gold pines. He still has 3 charcoal pines if he needs it, but hopefully he just finishes it right here. Jeff showing us an RTSR Giant Lord. He takes that hit that was needed. Okay, get your bearings. Figure out where they both are. Okay, an extra safety Radiant. Okay, okay, yep. Keep both on your screen. Okay, one more hit. Okay, now it's just Watcher. Watcher by herself isn't that dangerous. She's still a little scary, but you're unlikely to be one shot. Oh, and here's the kill. One more. We're on the final boss, guys, and we're gonna come in at sub 102.
Yeah, and his PB I just checked is 101.38. It's going to be
Okay,
insanely
so
close.
he may still PB. This is a great race. 3, 4, 5. Back out in Life Gem. Okay. I think he Life Gemmed a little bit too early, which is why we didn't get a second beam. But here's the beam. That's what we're looking for. 4, 5. Walk away in Life Gem. Nope, no beam again. Let's see if we can get one here. There's that beam. Okay. Strafe? No. Just gonna go for another beam. That's fine too. Play it safe. Hey, we got a kill.
GG from Rekness.
That's a GG. I mean, he could still walk off the ledge, but
He can.
I doubt it.
Ah, so close to PB, unfortunately. Just
So close to
barely does not
PB.
get it. But incredible
We got a
run from Rekness
101.44.
actually beating out Jeff. That
I
don't
did
think
not
many people
predict
saw
that.
coming.
That goes against my prediction. Reknep's over here screwing everyone's predictions, but GG to him. That was a well-earned win. He had a consistent run. He had everything he needed. Again, he basically was on PB pace. If he maybe just had a slightly better duo fight, if he had a little bit better in the Chandra fight, he would have easily PB'd.
Just 6 seconds off. Amazing job. And let's switch the audio back over to Jeff here, who's on this trolling fight. Bender is dead. And we'll take the buff, which will be her death as well. And it's actually gonna end up really close.
It is close. All things considered, it's close.
In the end, I guess that branch really cost Jeff.
It did cost Jeff. The death at the start, the branch. There were several factors for sure. Oh,
But
no beam.
at least like some deaths and mistakes are to be expected, so he's probably gonna be beating himself up a little bit about being forgetful. That's probably gonna hurt more than the deaths, I imagine.
No, I've been doing a lot in the Chandra practice lately, and I find just you run backwards, you actually, or not run back, you walk backwards, you pop your life gem at kind of a certain time compared to her raising her arm. She almost always beams. So I wonder if more practice is needed for these runners.
Jeff as well. See what his final
Jeff
is going to be here.
Jeff the small lizard. No,
but keep in mind, he still has a chance to go through losers bracket, but it's going to be a rougher time now for Jeff.
He's gonna make losers bracket a tough one for everyone involved.
And Rekneps will be moving forwards, so let's get the runners in here and see what they have to say. All right, guys, you're back on live. All right, guys, you're back on live. And I'm gonna mute that. Here we go.
What the
Okay,
hell?
GG Rekneps, congrats, man.
GG, guys.
So close to
GG.
PB.
Dude, thanks, Jeff. Oh my gosh, man. I heard something about a missed branch.
Yeah,
Oh,
So-
the missed branch was awful.
that was rough. We weren't sure what was going on there, whether you were like going to, whether you noticed it or not, and we're going to like make up for it early, and then so you approach
No,
that statue.
I didn't
and,
notice. I was too fixated on the time, how far behind I was.
Yeah, that was
Didn't spot
definitely
that
a
I
rough
missed that.
one.
You know,
And then, it's good to know that even if I had got that, I still would have been behind. So I'm not too upset about that one.
So
Man,
Jeff,
like,
frog
here's
one
the
was
thing.
really
annoying.
catching up though. Jeez. Oh.
You were behind from the start, Jeff, but
Yeah.
you were gradually catching up. There were several
I
points where
know.
you were only like maybe 10 to 20 seconds
Yeah.
behind. So
you
you
first
were
got-
you were catching up.
Jeez. I don't
When you
think anybody predicted this
No.
at all. So I'm super surprised myself. Like, good
Okay.
race, Jeff. Man.
Yeah. The branch was my fault. The frog was kind of my fault, although I didn't realize that attack one shot you, so I probably would have taken the bonfire if I did. And the death at the start was ridiculous.
Wait,
Like,
you
that-
died
that
at
was
the
the-
beginning? Where'd you die at the beginning?
That wasn't even a baby jump. That was like a sub baby jump into the void. I had the mod on
The
everything. And
binocular
then just,
jump.
Oh, in Majula,
Yeah.
dang.
no, I
No,
got past the
you
binary
got by
jump. It
a
was-
jump, but after the next to the bonfire, and he didn't have the bonfire yet, so that was pretty rough.
good
Yeah, like a
God.
minute,
it was
minute and a
like
half.
insane. Like it was like a fetus jump. It was less than a baby jump.
But
It
you
was like
have
enough height to get me off into the void and not enough to carry me
Yeah.
forward.
you have no
You
baby jump
absolutely would have
mod
caught
on,
me,
right?
then, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I would have barely beat you. You still deserve this one. The frog
Oh,
one
dude.
was where I really messed up.
I
That was-
played
That was
pretty
my fault.
safe.
And
We were
you
we were
played really
rooting for your
well.
PB, Rekneps. We
I was-
wanted to see that PB.
Yeah.
I was 6 seconds off. Like after Velstad, I was like, "Am I really 0.4 seconds under right now? Maybe I should just go for it." So I took one safety fire after that, but
That was,
yeah,
that's
that death
insane.
at the rod and kind of killed it. But oh man, good
Alright.
race though. Either way, yeah.
Yeah, Reknap, I think everyone is very interested in knowing, was that strat you were going for on Guardian Dragon actually intentional? With the,
Oh,
heal on the fire
I
breath?
missed the first headshot, so my backup strat there is always to have flask at ready. Yeah, you can take one full fireball or one full like fire hit after you
Oh.
flask really quick and still be alive. So kind of just
That's an
me
interesting
regroup myself.
strategy to go for.
So it was intentional. Wow, GG. Way to have a great backup strat ready. We thought it was
Yeah.
kind of just a spur of the moment thing, but we couldn't tell.
Well, thankfully, I've died to Guardian Dragon a few times, so
That jump
Um,
you also got to the guards in front of Ancient Dragon, that was also a very scary moment going
Yep.
up there.
and I will say the death that I had in Rotten was completely me and my nerves. I was gripping my controller with such gamer hands, it wasn't even funny. Like, I just jumped as I
Yeah.
rotated my camera back, and yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
you guys
I-
could probably see me do that a couple of times from nerves.
Yeah.
We saw a couple of those accidental
same.
jumps, which should have been either rolls or just better movement. But
Exactly. Yep.
hey, you still did amazingly well. Like that
Thanks,
was
yeah.
solid.
Much appreciated, guys. That was awesome. Yeah, good race, Jeff.
Yeah, very, very entertaining run to watch.
Oh my
A
god.
lot of things happening. So
Alright.
Jeff just made the losers bracket uber scary too. So
Yeah.
I apologize to everybody.
Yeah.
Whoever thought that they were gonna have to face me next, I'm so sorry.
so losers bracket is
lose,
going to
I'm
be a
coming
very
for
interesting
you.
one as well. But that's probably a
Yeah.
good thing. It means that we're going to have pretty interesting matchups basically every weekend going forward, I think. And anything can happen, really. You've already seen that. Basically, one of the highest ranked, I guess, runners in the category against one of the so far lower ones. We have at least people are pretty much grouped into two categories. Those are just above 1 hour, and those are around the 55-minute mark. So, but clearly anything can happen, even though it's a 5-minute gap between people's PBs.
Yeah, we're not doing races against PBs. We're doing races against racers.
Whoa,
And racers do not
maybe
take the same exact route
Reknep
that
does
they
not
do in
seem
their
to
PBs.
agree, I guess, being 6 seconds off PB, but
Well, yeah, my other PB is actually a race PB, so they're both kind of safe strats.
This guy's getting race PBs
I
left and
do.
right.
I do. I've gotten like 4 race PBs thanks to these guys
well,
making me race
keep
all
them
the time.
coming. Make it interesting. Maybe we'll carry you far. Who knows?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
we'd love to see a sub hour from you in this tournament.
Oh, that'd be real nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Don't get your hopes up, boys.
Oh, I will.
Hey, we believe. Stennis, who's on deck for tomorrow?
So tomorrow we have the. Just gonna get it up real quick so I don't say anything wrong. But we have the first run tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC. Will be Pseudostripey against Doom 338, followed by Nubisaurus against Badhouse Owner at 5:30 p.m. UTC. But even though we're done with these two races today, we're not actually done. The Bloodborne tournament is still going, and after a short intermission, we'll be going into the winners' semifinals for Bloodborne, which will be Ahadi versus Marchi. Definitely a very exciting match to watch for those of you interested in Bloodborne, which I hope is all of you, obviously. So we are going to give it a short intermission now, letting those guys prepare. And do stay here while we switch restreamers, and we will see you again tomorrow for DS2.